That's what I'm going to be focusing on today. I'm going to be focusing on Eileen Lamb has written an article. Um, the reason I the reason I support Autism Speaks. I'm like trying to like say it like she would. I don't know how. Not doing very well at it. I don't think though. So welcome. I didn't even get my camera ready. I'm getting sloppy. Welcome to Mind Your Misdirections. Yes, this is in response to Elaine Lamb's series, Mind Your Misconceptions. Um, let's get started here. All right. So, this is her two sons, by the way, and that's Eileen Lamb right there. Author of Across the Spectrum, which I have not read, and Be the One is the founder of the Autism Cafe, which would be her website, which, like, when you create a website, that's kind of automatically implied, but okay. Okay, so founder of the website, that's cool. Also a photographer, podcast host, and director of social media at Autism Speaks. Born in France, I would have never known that. I just don't know what part of France she was born in because I only know my sister's dialect. And if somebody else speaks French, it doesn't sound right to me. I don't know the difference between different words and different dialects. And so it's very, very difficult for me to speak to basically anybody that's not my sister. And even now, I probably couldn't do it now. I couldn't do it at all now, but it'd take me a couple of weeks and I'd remember. All right, so Eileen, she's born in France. Let's see, her two sons, Charlie, this one, Jude, this one, and their little sister. She's not here. She's like 4ish or something. She's young. What? Oh, okay. It says she's one. On her blog, she shares ups and downs of raising two children with autism. One with profound autism. I think that was the younger one. Is Jude? Or is it Charlie? I can't remember. I think it's Jude. Because she says Jude. She says it more French. Jude. Instead of Jude. She says Jude. Says it nicer than we do. Much smoother, much prettier. On her blog, she shares ups and downs of raising two children with autism, one with profound autism. I don't like this term, profound autism. Let's start right now. When we say, and this is Autism Speaks talk. This is part of the problem here. This is in that part of the community, which I don't even consider to be really the truly autistic community, or the actually autistic community at all. I have a little bit different definitions, I guess, of the autistic community. There's the actually autistic community and those who are supporters, allies, etc. And then there's the autism mom community, which I don't really consider to be part of the actually autistic community at all. These are the people who have been brainwashed in through ABA and support Autism Speaks. It is so weird how they do that. And unfortunately, this is the autism moms a lot of times that the doctors send them straight to ABA and they start immediately getting brainwashed. And literally, that's what's going on. I'm not trying to exaggerate or be shocking or anything else. I was in two different cults. I was in a pyramid scheme cult, and I was also in a fundamentalist evangelical cult. And I spent a decade helping people to get out of cults. So I know what a cult looks like. It shocked me that an organization could be a cult. But as I found out, nah, it's not that hard at all. Actually, it's pretty easy. A lot of companies have their own little mini cults. And post COVID, algorithms drove us to almost have specialized cults according to our special interests because the algorithms drive us towards our special interests. They are an autistic's dream. No, actually, they're a pain in the butt because I like to research, and they algorithms push me towards neurotypical stuff and what neurotypicals want to hear rather than raw facts, which is more of what I want. But anyway, here we go. This is her article. Eileen Lamb from Autism Speaks. And this show is called I'm spitting. Am I spitting? um. Anyway, autism. This is the what is she? Media, whatever. What does she call herself? Media. Oh, director of social media. So that's why she's out on social media so much and stuff. But she does work for Autism Speaks. She's basically in the executive staff, and she spreads all kinds of weird stuff. I'm autistic and I work for Autism Speaks as their director. I must have a really good camera. As their director of social media, social influencer marketing. I work there because I support them. And have for a few years now. Opinions I'm sharing here are solely your own, and no, not really, because you represent Autism Speaks, and you're gonna defend Autism Speaks here, so you are speaking on behalf of Autism Speaks. It may be personally, but that's in your personal interest because they pay you. So I'm glad you state your bias, but to have any kind of authenticity or believe any kind of authenticity, if you were to speak anything but in their favor, would be really not believable necessarily. Would be definitely enough to make one question your integrity for even going down this road. I do not speak for Autism Speaks. Yes, you do. And it's literally your job. And you're going to speak for them now. No one alone speaks for the autism community. No, nobody does. Anyone who has read my book knows that until a few years ago, I was neutral about Autism Speaks. Why? Because I didn't have enough information. I love the way information. I love the way they say that. Information is funny. My sister says it hilarious too. It's not hilarious. It's really cool, actually. I had incorrect information too. Yeah, you have a lot of incorrect information now. You have even more. So you didn't do good. I'm not the type of person who reads in opinion online and takes it at face value. I inform my opinion based on my own research of what and where. That's what I want to know. Would you go to Autism Speaks website? I did research and discovered. I discovered what I and what I discovered to be facts. You know what? I don't do. Did I even put that clip in here? I don't think I did. Oh, what a shame. Yeah, she says the exact opposite of what the founders say. I've got a clip of it. Actually, it's on my TikTok, and it's my only short on YouTube. Right here on this channel. Anyone who read my book knows that until a few years ago, okay, we already read that. Now that I've worked for Autism Speak for a while, I can confidently say what I discovered was correct. When you enter a cult, they're going to affirm whatever the cult is teaching. They're going to build your confidence. And they're going to make you truly believe whatever it is they're saying. And it doesn't matter what it is. It's how cults work. And I do support Autism Speaks and its mission. Well, and if you are a part of a cult, you would. That is to be expected. If you work for an employer, that's to be expected. And Autism Speaks is in fact, your employer. Crazy. Is Autism Speaks a hate group? Yes. Moving right along. Okay, no, we'll get into it. Is people's right not to support Autism Speaks? Of course. Now, see how she's already getting negative? So, the thing is this. Autism Speaks has been attacked so much because of the horrific things that they have done that no matter what, Autism Speaks is always on the defensive. And it's kind of weird that they do get on the defensive because most corporations and corporate people, they don't really admit any kind of faults or anything. They're just like, we're looking ahead, we're moving ahead. We don't need to worry about the past. The past is past. Let's get that behind us. Let's move forward. And that's how most leaders are, really. And thus, that's usually what the face of corporations are. But no, this was a little bit different. They're always on the defensive. If that's the case with you, oh, you know what? I need to turn on the light. Okay. It's people's right not to support Autism Speaks, of course. If that's the case, you say, I don't support Autism Speaks, not Autism Speaks is a hate group. Well, what if Autism Speaks is a hate group, Eileen? What do you say? I would say Autism Speaks is a hate group. Just saying. I encourage you to do research and challenge your belief. I do not believe. I want to know. Okay? And I know Autism Speaks is literally a hate group. You may not recognize it. That's the thing. When you're in a cult, you do not recognize how you are being brainwashed. You do not recognize how that culture is pushing you into certain beliefs that are completely unethical, Eileen. You have given up your ethics to work for this company. We want you to come back from the dark side, Eileen. Eileen Lamb is she's the social media director. People are okay. That's just funny. I encourage you to do research and challenge your beliefs. See what you find. Spreading misinformation about organization you don't support has real life effects. Yeah, it does. It impacts your fundraising abilities. And I actually have a clip of where you were complaining about that. So yeah, absolutely. Oh my goodness. And that's why your show is called Mind Your Misconceptions, and I called Mind Your Misdirections, because that's what you're trying to do right here. You're trying to misdirect here by saying, well, you should say I don't support Autism Speaks, not that it's a hate group. You're going too far. Well, they went too far when they described people, autistic people, as destroying marriages and causing financial ruin. Just saying. 7 reasons why I support Autism Speaks. They listen to autistic people. No, they don't. They're not. You're not listening to me. I've been begging for an interview for months now. what, a month? No, about a month now. And you refuse to do an interview with me. No one at Autism Speaks will even speak to me now because I have just asked for an interview. That's all I did. Not only do they want people on the spectrum to reach their full potential as individuals, but they listen and give a voice to autistic. No, you don't. This is what I was just talking about. They refuse to. Hey, Dolo. They refuse to give me a voice. One of the things that keeps being said about Autism Speaks is they don't hire autistic people and don't have autistic people on their board. Both accusations are false. Why? Because after people finally complained enough, someone is actually on the board and they hired you. Token. That's her name, Token. She's the token autistic. How do I know? I'm autistic and I work at Autism Speaks. And I'm far from their only autistic employee. Really? Name them. Name them. Hey, oh boy. Oh boy. That's not good. Oh, these people are easy to I've done well, I guess you would call it debates, but analysis of cults for almost a decade now, and it's the same. It's always the same, and this is why I call it a cult because what I am doing here, I have done for a decade, and you can kind of see it. People are. I usually like used to do it on videos where it's cut up and stuff like this, not live like this, but I mean, it's easy for me to pick this apart. It's just easy to see where the cultic thinking is and all that is. People are obligated to disclose their diagnosis, and honestly, I don't blame those who don't. Fuck me. How do I know? I'm autistic and I work at Autism Speaks, and I'm far from the only autistic employee. If people aren't obligated to disclose their diagnosis, and honestly, I don't blame those who don't. So there might be. We don't know that. Fuck me. Eileen. Come on. Eileen. So her justification is that there's other employees that work at Autism Speaks because they don't have to disclose their medical information. Eileen. Okay, Eileen, I love you. I'm going to share something right now with you, Eileen. I hope you see this, Eileen. My one quote gift I never talk about, my whatever savanty thing or whatever is abstract thought. And if anybody's got abstract thought, if anybody can make stuff up, you can. I can't even touch what you do. Like they call me extreme. They've always called me extreme in that one little part of the psychiatric test. All the others were like low, whatever. This one area is like way up here, and you are so far beyond that. I don't see the bullying of anyone who supports Autism Speaks. Okay, I gotta read this again because it doesn't make sense. People are obligated to disclose their diagnosis, and honestly, I don't blame those who don't. When I see the bullying of anyone who supports Autism Speaks, what are you going to bully them at work? Is she just changing subjects here? Or am I... Okay, I'm going to read this straight through. One of the things that keeps being said about Autism Speaks is that they don't hire autistic people and don't have autistic people on their board. Both accusations are false. How do I know? I'm autistic and I work at Autism Speaks, and I'm far from their only autistic employee. People aren't obligated to disclose their diagnosis, and honestly, I don't blame those who don't. When I see bullying of anyone who supports Autism Speaks. Okay, I'm just going to call it a very, very poorly written paragraph. She's very articulate in English. She really is. So I'm not going to write that off to her being French. She connected this. I'm far from their only autistic employee, and people aren't just obligated to disclose their diagnosis. I don't know how you bully an organization. Really, how do you bully an organization? I have no idea. That's an excellent point. I'm going to bully the WWE. What I'm telling you here today is I'm here to bully the WWE. On their board, there's Dr. Stephen Shore, who is openly autistic, the only board member. Okay, yeah, when I saw Stephen Shore, no wonder. I just saw an interview with Dr. Stephen Shore, and he was screaming autistic, but I was like, well, he's not saying anything about it. So maybe he's not. I don't know. I mean, I'm just watching a video, okay? So you can't just like throw that kind of stuff around, but it was screaming. And so now it makes sense. And actually, he said some pretty decent stuff. Some other stuff was pretty out there, but if I remember correctly. For those who don't know, he's the guy who originally said, if you know one autistic, or if you met one autistic, you met one autistic. Or if you know one autistic person, you know one autistic person. He's not the only autistic board member. Oh, he's not, huh? I identified that other person because I've been doing this for a month. And he's the only one that's ever mentioned. And you're the only one who is ever mentioned on the staff. So you say there's other autistic people, but they're not required to show their medical records. So, I mean, they could be autistic. We don't know. Hell, we're Autism Speaks. We can't figure that shit out. How the hell would we know if they're freaking autistic? Am I having too much fun with this? I think I am. Aren't they doing, because they're putting in millions and millions of dollars towards scientific research, tens of millions of dollars into science research, and like, well, you know, the CEO has this expense account, right? That's about $400,000, a little over $400,000, which is almost equivalent of what they actually give to actually autistic people, actually autistic families, out of the $39 million they got last year. Net. That was net. That was net. Oh, eugenics. Genetic research and so forth. Oh, okay. If we want to go down this road, we're going to go down this road. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, here's her tax form. And this is for 2023. Okay. Baylor College of Medicine, $116,000 science grant. Board of Regents University, $68,000 science grant. Children's Health Care. Okay, I'm just good. $114,000 science grant. $131,000 science grant. $97,000 science grant. $265,000 science grant. $19,000 science grants. 90. Okay, this list goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Here's a $250,000 here. Here's 343. All these are science grants. Now, where do they go to? Well, they go to. No, they don't go to Autism Cafe. They go to Autism Speaks, MSSSNG database provides data for the world's largest whole genome sequencing study, revealing 134 autism linked genes. This is the biggest headline that they put, the biggest writing they put. And they say that they don't care about eugenics or anything else like that, or they don't want to cure autism. Yet they're putting most of the money towards genetic research and lobbying and things like that. Or the Republican Party, they put $132,000 it was technically donated in their name by other people, technically. But anyway, so there's that, and then where's their little eugenics statement? They have a nice little eugenic-y statement somewhere. Where was that? There's a compensation. Okay, Angela Geiger. This is from 2016, just to give you an idea. This is just compensation. $451,000. That's just in compensation. That's not the pay, that's not her base pay. That's like bonuses and stuff like that. The average CEO right now, where do I have that? Gets about $93,000. That's what the average CEO gets. Well, how many families could they help? Well, the thing is they have multi-million dollars that are going in bonuses to them. Yeah, the net is $39 million after expenses. That's what they get, but only $400,000 goes directly to actually autistic families. Most of it like 40% of it goes to advertising, and then a bunch of it goes to research. The rest goes to the executive staff, and then like they spent $700,000 on office stuff, things like that. So I mean, there's 38 million, down, things like that. I'm sitting here pinching my arm. I'm pinching my arm, going. I was like, why am I doing this? That the average CEO gets about $93,000 of a nonprofit in the United States. Keith Largo got $650,000. $650,000. $400,000 expense account, which is equivalent to what they actually gave to autistic people. Oh, I haven't brought up everything. I wish I tried to do my show prep here and everything, and it's my wife's birthday party tonight. But I got to put all these different sources together. I've got them bookmarked right here. Do I have it on this one or not? I don't know if I have it. No, I have it on my other profile. I have different profiles for different things. Anyway. They don't support eugenics. Well, we just kind of got on that subject. And there is... let's just go to the Autism Speaks website. I can probably find it pretty quick because I'm there all the time. Okay. This is how they present their website. Okay, help and information... Our work, yeah, grant making, research programs. MSSNG provides autism researchers with free access to thousands of sequenced genomes from families affected by autism. The goal: to speed the development of more effective and personalized interventions for autism and its health associated. And get this. So what they're literally saying here is that, and I'll get into what MSSNG is here. Let's get into what MSSNG is. M, um, it's called messaging. M, whoops, I'm all over the place. Okay. Oh, where's the other article on it? Um, Autism Speaks released newest MSSNG database. This is from their website. They're bragging about this. World's largest whole genome database releases over 11,000 sequences with new research tools. The thing is this. If we... Yeah, here's the other one. Here's the other one that I brought up. Through an online process, Missing provides whole genome sequencing of blood DNA, minimum 30 times high quality coverage of 11,000 15 or 500 individuals from families. It goes on. Okay, the Missing database built using the Google Cloud platform and Google Genomics. So what they're saying here is they're going to use Google AI and quantum computing to figure out the genome to cure autism. This was what's actually going on. So yeah, they and thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, so no idea where the rumor for Autism Speaks eugenics came from. Because they wanted to cure autism. And if you were to cure redheads, you would get rid of all redheads from the earth, which would be trying to get rid of a certain type of human being, which by definition is eugenics. Ta-da! And when you go through it by changing DNA, that's technically where you get eugenics. Autism Speaks does not support eugenics. Our research in the genomes field, and here they're even talking about more, the ARGE and PAT11 exists to help advance the field so ultimately and listen how they're framing this. Autistic people can have access to personalized precision care that will empower them to lead their best lives. We don't have to have any genetic research to have personalized precision care. Any genetic research for personalized precision care, Eileen. How about that money goes to actually autistic people and for doctors and psychiatrists and things to help us? Just like many adult autistics and loved ones, people with autism, I like the puzzle piece symbol. Contrary to what is said on social media, Autism Speaks does not use the puzzle piece symbol because they do not want to represent that people with autism are missing a piece. They use it because they believe their updated, more colorful piece. Okay, this is the thing here, Eileen. Autism Speaks uses it because Autism Speaks believes their more updated, more colorful piece represents inclusivity and optimism. As they look forward to a future of progress for those on the autism spectrum. Okay, Eileen Lamb, guess what? You said this was not, You weren't here to support Autism Speaks or whatever, but that is verbatim from the website. It is verbatim from the website. So much for original thought, huh? Wow. Anyway, I want to look up this ARG real quick and put it in a bookmark because I don't know what that is, so I can dig even deeper. It's great. They give at least some information on their own website, which is great. Okay, there is some arguments that, okay, and this works if we're autistic or not, but basically, if you have all the right hormones in your body, or not, now the right balances of hormones and the right balances of minerals and vitamins and all that stuff like testosterone, estrogen, the right balances, the uh, the humors, so to speak. If you have the proper humors, then your body's more healthy. And so I think they're saying that maybe with genetic markers or whatever, they can figure out where problems might be or whatever. But you could do that with chemical testing too. But the thing is this: their excuse. That's not the thing. They're saying that they're doing it so we can have more personalized care. Well, if we could go to the doctor and have access to doctors, and then we could have more personalized care, particularly if they were autistic specialists. So why don't we take that money that's going, and particularly, I'm only picking out on Autism Speaks here. They should not be doing any genetic research whatsoever, period. They should not sponsor any of it at all for any reason, period. And the reason is they've already dropped the ball. You know? Hey, you too, Apple. They've already dropped the ball. And because they've gone down the road of eugenics, they'll never be trusted. But the thing is they don't have to do any kind of scientific research or lobbying or paying the Republican Party to get Republicans represented, or excuse me, elected in the House of Representatives committee. Wow. Yeah, there's a committee that they dedicated $130,000 to. It was donated in Autism Speaks name by their employees and so forth, $132,000 to the Republican Party, the National Republican Committee for, I can't remember what it's called, but basically, it is, its only purpose is to get Republicans in the House of Representatives. So yeah, if they'd stop giving to stuff like that, stop giving millions and millions of dollars in bonuses, stop cap their pay at $100,000 instead of millions and millions and stuff that they're just wasting on employees. If they put all that money and went directly to services like housing, schools, medical, specialized care, individualized care such as home health care or whatever if needed, what have you. Home Depot broke you personally. Home Depot, they support Autism Speaks. They actually help. They gave $25 million. I'm sure you're aware of that, Tyler. I'm not getting what you're saying though. So anyway, this is where they're bragging about all this DNA stuff that they're doing. I mean, they put this stuff right on the website for us. Okay, path. I'm going to put path genome. Our path Autism Speaks. Interesting. Wait, this is interesting. I have never seen this one. Okay, wow. This is going to be a big one to bookmark here. This is on the Genome Project. I'll have to get back to this one for sure. All right, so gone down that rabbit hole. I got to get back to work. You guys are so awesome because you guys bring me stuff, and then I like go look it up later. And I've got my stream deck here, and I'm getting to where I'm practicing to where I can get all my articles and everything lined up, so I can just bam, boom, boom, have everything there. So I'm learning. They're not looking for a cure, and see, okay, and this is great. They're not looking for a cure. That is not the truth. That is a misconception. Okay, she's French and she speaks kind of Frenchy. And that's my horrible, 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 the worst French accent you've ever seen in your entire life. I will never do, I probably will do that again. Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah, I bet. I bet it did. I bet it broke your body down. Do you have an Ehlers-Danlos too, though? Um, anyway, Cure was removed from its mission statement in 2016, so they were looking for a cure. Maybe they're not now, supposedly, but I don't believe that for a minute. Just because they changed their mission statement doesn't mean they changed their beliefs. I can say I can write. I'm not going to screw around on my wife on the chalkboard, but if that doesn't mean I'm not going to go do it. What the hell? No, I wouldn't do that. Oh my God. That doesn't stop you from doing things. It doesn't stop you from believing things. People can, if they're about to be unliked, they can forswear away their religion, but that doesn't mean they don't still believe in their religion. Okay, POTS and chronic fatigue. Ugh. Oh, yeah. I've got POTS, and I've had times where, like with depression and stuff, where I couldn't move at all. And now I can't work or do anything. I can't really move much. I have a hard time walking around the house. What if we could? Okay, so cure was removed from its mission statement in 2016. The thing is, even if they were looking for a cure, it still wouldn't be a reason to call them a hate group. See? Deflection. She's talking about hate groups now. And that's a bad subject to bring up. Why would she want to bring up that it's a hate group? Like, why is she bringing it up? Like, usually people in these kind of situations, they don't like remind people throughout their articles of how awful they are and how much people hate them. You know? Is this not bad writing? Don't you learn this? Like, is this just, I guess you don't learn this in school. Debate, maybe? Speech and debate? You don't remind the audience of your weak points? You don't remind the judge that you've gone to prison 17 times during the trial. You don't jump up and say, "Did you know?" No wonder she doesn't want to talk to me. She can't even write anything. I would, I wouldn't tear her up, but, and I don't like doing debates at all. I don't do debates. I talk to people, but I think I think it would be difficult for her to talk to me, I think. I think I might intimidate her, and then that might, like make her stutter or not be able to think properly. I have that happen, so I'm empathizing here. Literally, I'm empathizing. Keith Wargo doesn't have autism, no. Not according to him. Of course, he's an employee, and he doesn't have to say. He doesn't have to say because okay, what I'm laughing about, Tyler, were you here when when Eileen was saying that they didn't have to ask people at Autism Speaks if they had what their medical conditions were, so they didn't know if they had autistic employees, basically. And I'm like, it's Autism Speaks. How the hell could you not know if you haven't? It's fucking Autism Speaks, for Christ's sake. How the fuck would you not know if you have? If you don't know if you have autistic employees, get the fuck out of there and shut down. What the fuck, Eileen? I'm never going to be a good show host. I am never going to be good at this. Oh, okay. That was a beautiful moment. That was just a beautiful moment, wasn't it? That's a beautiful thought. That's just funny. But she was saying that there are other. Remember, she said I'm autistic, and there are other autistic employees. And then she said, but people don't have to disclose their private medical information, and I don't blame them. That's literally what she said. So she doesn't want to identify them. And you know what? For privacy's sake, truly, they wouldn't have to. You know, but being that it's Autism Speaks, you would think that everybody would be like, you know, open about that. You know, they might be a little, because if not, if they're not open about it and they work at Autism Speaks, then they're fucking ableist fucks that need to get out too. Fucking no one can work for Autism Speaks except for fucking Eileen Lamb. Oh, I have too much fun doing this. I do. I want to find somebody that I can bounce off of, like as a co-host. So we're just sitting there doing nothing but laughing throughout the whole damn show. You know what I'm saying? I want to find some people that are just funny, you know, that'll just make me laugh. So I don't even have to do anything. I'll just laugh the whole show. And you know, it should be called the show where autistic people make fun of you. And I'm sorry if autistic people are making fun of you. That's bad. When the autistics are looking and laughing, that's bad. Okay, that's bad. so, so some of us struggle more than others and don't see our autism as just a personality difference. It should be a personal choice. Some of us struggle more than others and don't see our autism as a personality difference. It's a personal. What the? What the fuck are you talking about? Well, hell, I don't think I'm going to be artistic today. What do you think there, Tyler? I bet you don't like them fat pots there today, neither. Why didn't you just, like, wake up and turn that off before you got out of bed? Oh, shit. Tyler, I have a question. Are people that have pots and are pansexual, are they known as pots and pans? They're not looking for a cure. Okay, some of us struggle more than others and don't see our autism as just a personality difference. It should be a personal choice. That didn't even make sense. Personal choice of what? Some of us struggle more than others and don't see our autism as just a personality difference. It should be a personal choice. Back to the point, though. Autism Speaks is not trying to cure. I have no idea what this means. I think maybe it's just me. It seems completely out of context there. Come on. I hate it when my mouse does this. Thank you. Okay. Recently, they helped get Medicaid to cover autism for children in all 50s. Okay, I'm not even going to read through all this BS. I'm going to read through the titles here because all she does is just say nothing, and it's going to waste my time. It's just, oh well, we help people. We help people by doing this, and we help people with college, and we help with people with food, and well, how do you help them? Well, we tell them that there's food to eat, and you should eat the right foods. If you go to our website, it'll take you to another off website that's a nutrition site because we don't know anything about nutrition. So, well, you could have Googled it yourself, but you should go to our website. Thanks for going to our website. Increasing early childhood intervention and screening and timely intervention. I really hate when they use the word intervention as if it's a disease or if something's wrong. With our bilingual public service, okay, they're not gonna. I'm not gonna get into that. But I keep on hearing these phrases, childhood screening and early intervention, and the only thing I can possibly think of that they're talking about is throwing them ABA, is torture, is early torture. So how are we going to help them autistic kids? Well, increasing early childhood screening and timely torture. Okay. They give out grants. Yeah, they give out grants to millions and millions and millions of dollars to genetic research. And this says it provided 320,000. They spent that much. They spent $500,000 just giving it to lobbyists and Republicans so they could get elected in the House of Representatives. They gave more than that to the freaking lobbyists. Grants to local autism organization in 28 states who have the ability to serve. Oh my God! Listen to this wording here. They have the ability to. It doesn't mean that they are doing anything. No, they don't. They don't deserve a penny, particularly when somebody. Okay, if they if someone wanted to give to the Republican Party, they could have given to the Republican Party. But no, they wanted to give to autistic people, so they gave to an organization who. They gave money to an organization who supports the Republican Party, whose employees donated almost $500,000. Remember, there's only 216 employees. And they donated it in the name of Autism Speaks. Technically, Autism Speaks didn't technically, but there's kickbacks. This is the United States. That money did not go nowhere for no reason. They're getting kickbacks, period. That's the only reason that stuff is done. It is not done for charity, particularly when it's going to politicians. Because they're just spending it on campaigning and stuff and dinners and stuff and like wining and dining dignitaries and business leaders and stuff. Spending our tax dollars with, $100 bottles of wine. Or $1,000 bottles of wine. They gave out Autism Speaks provided $320,000 direct grants to local autism organization and local autism. It must be grants to local autism organization in 28 states. Okay, she just forgot an S. Who have the ability to help service many members of the community at the local area. So they have the ability to. They're spending it on weed. But they have the ability to help people in the area with that money. The thing is we say words have meaning. When it comes to these corporate executive level stuff, when these things are being written like this, these public releases, words do have meaning. This is written by an autistic person. You have to keep that in mind. To autistic people, words have meaning. So I don't think she is less likely to be mincing her words than an allistic person. But you have to pay attention to these little nuanced sayings because that's how like the lawyers get around stuff. You know, not giving people money or whatever by the exact little wording of stuff like that. And I don't think she is making mistakes. And also, now this is supposed to be her own website, but like I said, she cut and paste their literal word for word verbatim things that Autism Speaks has from their website. So this is not her on her own. This is her working. This is her work. Um, let's see. Improving the transition into adulthood. This is where it gets bad. For 70,000 autistic Americans who age out of school based support each year by offering free online resources for transition, employment, housing, community living. Okay, Tyler, we've talked about what those resources are, and we've talked about that search engine. I'm sure you've heard me talk about it before. You would be better off going to Google. All it is an 80s style search engine that sucks and gives you some information, but this isn't improving the transition to adulthood for 70 plus thousand people by providing a search engine with some PDFs. As helpful as they might be. Ensuring access to reliable information and services throughout the lifespan. And that's just saying the same thing that they did before. That's nothing. Workforce development training for programs for employers. Tyler, have I talked about that? Have you heard me talk about the work training thing that they're doing? I think we have talked about that. So what they're doing is they are going to employers and saying, we have laborers. Autistic people love repetitive behaviors. So they can do this all day long or whatever you need to do. So they're really marketing this manual labor thing for autistic people, which is really demeaning. Instead of pushing for mentors and for college degrees and stuff like that, for tutors and mentors and stuff, and getting as much education as we possibly can to cultivate the brains that we have in autistic people, because we have a lot of brilliant people that whose minds are going to waste because they are simply thought of as being autistic and they should just be laborers like Autism Speaks does. So they're pushing this huge employment initiative and at the same time being ableist as hell. Their website is a mine of autism resources. It's not the easiest website. I've never seen. She's way too honest. Eileen, you are definitely autistic. Oh my goodness, Eileen, you are so freaking autistic. Only an autistic person would do this. It's not the easiest website to navigate, but when you know where to look, you'll be amazed that the resource is available for free. Eileen, you're not supposed to do that. Neurotypicals don't expect you to be honest. If your coworkers were to read this, they would think you were insane. You could actually get reprimanded for that. And at most places you would be. You would be actually reprimanded for this at most places you work at. So the fact that you haven't been and it still stands lets me know that they haven't even looked at it. Haven't even bothered to look at it. Oh, I was looking on their website. It was a workforce website where the employees and stuff talked about what it was like to work there, and all they had to talk about was how great it was that they got lots of time off, like tons and tons of holidays and birthdays off, and just tons and tons of time off. Like, wow. I mean, like they don't have to work. They make lots and lots of money, and there's not a hard workload. But really, they don't do anything. It's not the easiest. Okay. I often get asked how to teach children ACC. I don't know what that is. Getting started with ACC. What is ACC? Oh, the speaking spells. Okay. Somebody's going to get offended. I cannot believe you're calling that a speaking spell. It's not a speaking spell. Uh, when we were kids, they had a little speaking spells, the little thing, and they would talk. When you you would write the word cat and it'd go cat. It was horrible. It was really bad. Okay. Autism Speaks includes everyone on the spectrum. Everyone on the spectrum is included at Autism Speaks. No, you don't. You don't even include autistic people. Tell me you include everybody on the spectrum. I hate it when my mouse does that or the websites do that. People with low support needs, people with higher support needs, and everyone in between. There isn't everyone. There's not an everyone. You're the only autistic person working there, Eileen. And I know this for a fact because I would think that you would know. Everyone on the spectrum is included at Autism Speaks. People with low support, okay. They provide support of caregivers of autistic people as some with level 1 rising a child with level 3. I find representation very important. Just take a look at the diversity profile stories on my Instagram page. Okay, yeah, let's go to your Instagram page. I didn't know you had an Instagram. No, it's not your Instagram page. Oh, it's the Autism Speaks, but that's it. Not. This is just and it's so hard. This ART is so hard to get a hold of. By the way, okay, that's her son. That's her eldest son. I can't remember his name. These people I'm studying so much, I'm starting to know who their kids are, and I'm face blind, but I'm starting to recognize their family members, and it's not like I'm stalking. I'm just looking up their base pay or whatever else, and then like they'll have articles where there's families, members with them and stuff. But and like she does tons and tons of pictures of her kids. She's totally cool with it. So, um, cute kids, cute kids. All right, you can see it. He looks like his mom. So where does the controversy come from? Some of it comes from mistakes made over a decade ago that have since been fixed, and some of it from what? So where does the controversy come from? Well, it comes from you. It comes from Autism Speaks. You're consistent framing autism as a disease, starting out trying to commit genocide. When your starting point is genocide, that's not good. I dropped the F bomb earlier and got age restricted on on TikTok. The main mistake was I am autism. But no, that wasn't a mistake. That was you coming out and letting the entire world know exactly what you think about autistic people. And you're going to say that you apologize, but your apology is not an apology at all. It says that you guys regret doing it, and it says we apologize. There is no admission of guilt or addressing any kind of guilt or addressing of any issue that they did wrong or admission of anything that they did wrong. That's not an apology at all. That's a lie. And I'm autistic. I don't like them lies, okay? But yeah, here she's going to go. The mistake was I Am Autism Speaks video, or I Am Autism, a video which depicted autism in a rather uncomfortable way with some not questionable wording. We will destroy marriages and cause financial ruin. The entire thing was depicted like a horror movie. It wasn't a little bit. It was the entire thing in the entire tone, and you know that. I can't, this is just proof autistic people can lie, people. And I'm calling you out on this one. Sorry, I'm autistic. That's what you're afraid of. You're afraid to talk to me because I am autistic. And I'm not going to be mean to you. I wouldn't be. But I am going to call you out, and I'm going to be much more passionate about it when I'm doing a monologue of it like this. Not only is that video 12 years old. Oh, that was a long time ago. What if the Nazis were like, yeah, that was a long time ago? What if that white sheet hooded organization was saying, that was a long time ago? But we represent African Americans now, and they need to come to us to know what African Americans need, and we will tell them what they need. That's how Autism Speaks approaches autistic people. So no, it's not a slight little mistake when genocide was the starting point in all three of those scenarios. But Autism Speaks has also apologized for it. No, we already addressed that. There was no apology whatsoever. And it was taken down from their website within a few days. Yeah, because the outcry was so freaking insane that it ended up costing you guys millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars because you made a stupid mistake as a corporation. This video does not, yes, it does not represent Autism Speaks. Yes, it does. It was produced by Autism Speaks. It literally was made by Autism Speaks for Autism Speaks. Don't tell me. You know what? Let's do it. We're going to do it. Where is it?
I work faster than pediatric AIDS, cancer, and diabetes combined. And
yeah, that was a little clip from that. Here we go again.
I work faster than pediatric AIDS, cancer, and diabetes combined. And
yeah, see, that's just like a big scare tactic thing. Okay, go back to where we were here. We are aware the video is still being posted and shared today by others, an example of our current campaigns and messaging, which it is not. No, it's an example of your historic thinking and the way that your company still thinks. Just because you took the video down does not mean that culture does not still have that same attitude. It doesn't mean it's changed at all. It means that you knew you made a mistake and you're trying to cover it up because you lost money. Now you're backpedaling. We are focused on supporting autistic people of all levels of need, so that ultimately, we can say that. I'm focused on supportive autistic people here at home. That doesn't mean anything. Does it mean I'm actually helping anybody or doing anything? I can say that all day long. Can lead to their most meaningful lives of their choosing. Our public service campaigns and marketing efforts reflect this focus on personal growth and inclusivity. Bullshit. I like to add that nonprofit organizations are required to report public their expenses publicly. So if you but it's only at the very very crudest. I implore you to go to the website and look at the numbers and facts. Oh, believe me, I have them. I have them, Eileen. And you know what? I implore you to talk about me to them, about them. How about that? Why don't you talk to me about them? That's what I implore you to do. I think we could have a nice little conversation about that. Bottom line, companies evolve. Oh, so we're all different now. I think it's amazing that Autism Speaks listened to the autistic community. All right, I'm gonna peel out of here. I'm gonna call it good for today. I've got to go get ready to go out to dinner with my wife. So I'm gonna get out of here and let's see if I can. Okay, alrighty.